everyone, welcome to YourPedia and this is Shubhya. So as you all know that we have started with a series of high frequency words. Here I'm heading on the list 150 onwards. In case you have missed any of the previous videos, please get and watch those videos. Those all high frequency words are very important with regard to your GRE, be it high, you can say reading comprehension, text completion, or even logic based reading, any comprehension or sentence equivalence. So start preparing your notes. I would say that is must. All the set of 150 words have been covered and we are covering all the words of Manhattan. There are a total of 1000 words. Make it a, you can say, schedule properly that you are to cover 10 words every week and ultimately your vocabulary would eventually get enhanced. So let's get started now. The very first word, now we are heading on to alphabet C. The words of the day are commensurate, compendium, complacent, complicent, complementary, compliant, concede, conciliatory, conquer and condone, right? So these are the 10 words. The extract has been taken, this is a screenshot from Manhattan where they have, you can say, given you the meaning. What makes us different from the book is that first, whenever you hear something, you watch out something, that actually you remember it for a longer run. Apart from it, we try to give you some of the sentences which you can use it very normally in your vocals, right? So let's start with the very first word, that is commensurate. What is the meaning of commensurate? Now commensurate means something that you can say is same in size, equivalent in size or proportional. So something that is same in size is termed as commensurate, right? So commensurate is same in size, equal, proportionate, corresponding, comparable, consistent, equivalent. All these words give you have to remember 1, 2, 3 of the basic vocabulary words and that's all. So commensurate means something that is equal in size, something that is proportionate, right? Now you have a very simple sentence like commensurate. You will get a salary increase commensurate with your additional responsibilities and work. Your salary will get enhanced if your work gets enhanced. That is, both the things will be equal. Commensurate, that you call as anurup. Okay, in proportion, equal hona, barabar hona. तो बराबरी के लिए क्या आ जाता है? Commensurate, right? Let's go to the second word, that is now compendium. What do you mean by compendium? That is when you collect similar items. That is, collection of similar items is termed as compendium, right? So it is like collection, you have a summary, you have a synopsis of something, you have an outline of something, brief of something, abstract of something. So if I'm collecting some similar things, that is termed as compendium. Collection of similar items is termed as compendium, right? How to use it in a normal sentences? The book is nothing more than a compendium of authors' rants against the government. So book is nothing, but it is a collection, how the government strategizes or something like that. At the exhibit, 5 of the artist's painting will be displayed together as a compendium, as a collection. Like in this collection I will be having, in this compendium I will be having 5 of, you can say, major writers, you can say poetries or something like a transcriptions. So that is compendium means सारांश, मतलब एक summary, एक collection करनी एक जैसी चीजों की, उसे बोलते हैं compendium, summary. Okay. Next is your complacent. Complacent means that is when you are self-satisfied, when you are very proud, when you are pleased, that is complacent. Self-satisfied. You can remember it out as self-satisfied is complacent. Complete. You're complete in yourself. You don't need anything else. That is complacent. So here it is, when you're self-satisfied, you're satisfied, you're contented. I'm so contented. I'm pleased. I'm so happy. I'm proud. I'm self-righteous. That is, I am all happy. I'm all righteous. That is the meaning of complacent, right? So complacent means when you're self-satisfied, you're happy, you are like, I have done something marvelous. That's the kind of a feeling you have. That is complacent. How to use it in a verb, that is pleased or overly content, alsi or atmavishwasi. So simply it is like you are very much proud of yourself. John became complacent in his job because he had been there for so many years. It becomes kind of a relaxation also, and it becomes kind of, you can say, you don't want to grow much, but you're self-satisfied. And I think normally we are never self-satisfied. We are always that we want to grow more, whatever we have, we are never satisfied, and this is a human nature. So that is what complacent. Once you get complacent, it is self-satisfied. Satisfied कोई भी नहीं होता life से, and no one. And if you are, तो मतलब I won't call you आलसी or lazy. That is, you are happy, and that is also a good feeling. So the team's complacent attitude caused them to lose the game. That team's complacent, okay, हम यहाँ तक पहुँच चुके हैं, अब हमें क्या ही करना है, अब जीते या हारे. तो ऐसे नहीं attitude होना चाहिए. You should have an attitude that yeah, you want to grow more. So that is complacent, means when you are pleased or you are overly content. So remember it from saint. Saint is complacent when you are willing to do as other want. So it is willing to do as other wants without any, you can say, reluctance. आप reluctance भी नहीं show करते हो, मना भी नहीं करते हो, and you are already, you can say, obliging. You are amiable, you are friendly, you are agreeable, you are good natured, you are amenable, you are accommodating. So that is what the other person wants. You are very happy in giving that person. That is termed as complacent. How to use it in a you can say line is sentence. The waiter was very complacent and always eager to please his customers. Matlab, he was a very happy soul and he wanted to do, he was willing, as his you can say the person who comes in the restaurant, he was very willing to accommodate him. You can say is meherban hona. Jane's complacent nature made her agree to things she did not want to do. उसकी nature इतनी अच्छी थी कि जो जैसे बोलता था वो agree कर जाती थी, ठीक है मैं ऐसे कर लूँगी, and without any reluctance. So that is willing to do others, or sorry, willing to do as someone else wants. Marked by an inclination to please or oblige. और किसी को खुश करने के लिए आप करते हो. Obviously, why you want to do as the other person wants? Because you want to make that person happy, right? Next you have is complimentary. So complimentary, you know, it's like being supportive to someone, right? Or you're harmonizing that person, so you're corresponding to that person. So it is complimentary, means when you are being supportive to someone, ठीक है, harmony देना, corresponding, interdependent, equivalent, parallel, paired, supplementary, that is termed reciprocal hona. Complementary is when you are being supportive to that person, you are making the things in harmony, that is complementary. How to use it in a sentence? Combining in such a ways as to enhance or emphasize the qualities of each other. एक दूसरे की qualities. We see ना, the couple complement each other कि एक को दूसरा एक दूसरे का, it looks very beautiful pair. So that is being complementary. The new product line was designed to be complementary to the company's existing offerings. The couple's different personalities were complementary. Obviously, one was aggressive, one was happy, or one was introvert, other was extrovert. So which made their relationship work very well. So it is like पूरक, complete कर देता है. Complementary means एक दूसरे को complete करना. Next you have is compliant. What is the meaning of compliant? It is like agree with, or you can say obey others. So it is also like similar to, you have heard the word complacent. So here it is compliant. Compliant will also means to agree with others. Okay. So it is to agree with others. Submissive, amenable, manageable, accommodating, flexible, docile, obedient. So this is compliant. Compliant होता है दूसरे person के साथ जब आप agree करते हो. So that is agree with others, compliant. How to use it in a sentence is, the company was found to be compliant with all the regulations and requirements of the industry. That is, it was observing all the rules and regulations. सभी चीजें follow की जा रही थी इस organization में. The student was very compliant and always followed the teacher's instructions without questions. The bachcha tha, that was a very compliant student. That is, he used to follow all the instructions. He used to obey his teachers blindly, or you can say he used to obey with teachers, his teachers with respect. So that is compliant. You can say anupalna, अनुशासन की पालना करना, observing the requirement and rules and requirements की आप follow करते हो. Next you have is conceit. What is the meaning of conceit? Conceit means when you admit it out, when you acknowledge, when you allow or you recognize something. So that is conceit. You allow something, you recognize something, right? So it's recognizing, confessed, granted, allowed, or you're permitting that person. That is conceit. How to use it in a sentence? To admit. First, the meaning is to admit something is true, or to admit defeat in a contest. Concede means स्वीकार करना. You accept that thing. Okay, that is the truth. That is the reality which I have to admit. That is concede. After a lengthy debate, John finally conceded that his opponent has made a good point. एक बहुत लंबी बहस हुई और उसके बाद जॉन ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. He accepted कि दूसरे पर्सन का पॉइंट वैलिड था, या फिर the other person had also a point. So when you accept it out, स्वीकार कर लेते हो, there is a kind of a acceptance. That means to concede. Next is your conciliatory. Conciliatory means attempting to make the peace, when you're pacifying someone, when you're appeasing someone. So it is to pacify. Okay, when you're peacemaking, when you're propitiatory, it's appeasing someone, it's pacifying someone. That is the meaning of, you can say, conciliatory. Conciliatory means दूसरे को शांत करना. Okay, it is fine, it is all good, right? So it is like to regain by pleasant behavior or to reconcile. Mary took a conciliatory approach in the negotiations, trying to find a compromise that would satisfy both the parties. So it is like just to maintain peace, you are ready to compromise. John's conciliatory tone helped to calm down the angry customer and resolve the issue. So the simply you say is like to make peace when you do some kind of a decision, that is termed as your conciliatory. When you are to just to make peace, you're just to make harmony, milap karne wala, like someone who is trying to balance the situations, that is conciliatory. Okay, next you have is concur. What is the meaning of concur? Concur means when you are approving to someone, when you are agreeing to someone, when you are accepting to someone, giving your consent. So it is like accepting something, that is your concur. Okay, so that is accepting, agreeing, accord, collaborate, exceed, that is concur. To agree with something, I concur this, so I agree with this. The committee members all concurred that the proposal was the best course of action. I cannot concur with your decision to quit your job without having another one lined up. I cannot accept, I cannot agree with your decision because I don't think कि पहले मेरे पास job का backup होना चाहिए, then only I'll leave this job. So that is to concur, that is to, you can say, simply you are agreeing with someone, सहमत होना, आप agree कर रहे हो, accept कर रहे हो. Next, last is your, I think, condone. This is the 10th word of the day, and that is when you're tolerating something, right? When you're regarding something as harmless, right? So that is condone. Condone means when you're excusing, pardoning, overlooking, forgiving, forgetting, excusing, ignoring, tolerating, that is condone. So maaf kar dena kisi ko. You just say that person, okay, I'm forgiving you out. So that is I condone you. The school administration does not condone any form of bullying among students. जो स्कूल की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, कमेटी है, वो कभी भी किसी को एक्सेप्ट, किसी को माफ नहीं करता है on the terms of, like, it does not condone. The judge's decision to sentence the criminal to only a few months in jail seemed to condone his behavior. So condone is simply किसी को oblige कर देना, किसी को माफ करना, किसी की, you can say, to accept something that, okay, I am tolerating it out. So that is condone, right? Next you have is all these words as a revision. I told you we add adjectives. It is a kind of a contest, like from where you have some kind of the adjectives and you can choose what is the right word for it. It just checks your how much approach you have and how much easily you grab these words. Like, let's go for all the words as a revision. First is commensurate. Commensurate is something that is equivalent in size, in proportion. Next is your compendium. Compendium is when you are collecting a list of some similar things, that is compendium. Complacent, I told you, complacent means when you are self-satisfied, when you are pleased, when you are very happy with yourself. Complacent is when you are agreeing to other persons, you are making the other person happy. Complementary is when you are making something like a harmony, it is like making a pair and you are justifying it out, that is your complementary. Next is your compliant. Compliant means when you agree it out, you can say obey. Concede is when you admit, acknowledge, you can say recognize something, that is concede. Conciliatory is when you pacify, you try to make peace with other person. Conquer is when you agree with this, and condone is when you think to forgive someone. So these were the 10 words and I hope you remember all these words. It's taken from the same extract. I'm going to show you again. Please keep learning your words, build up your vocabulary very nicely, and ultimately you need to crack your GRE with the best of high frequency words, and as in these words would ultimately help you enhance your vocabulary. Take care and have a nice day.